Hi everyone, hope everyone is doing well on this Saturday. So let's get started. My name is Rudy Ferris. I'm an equity trader and a financial writer at CryptoTicker. And today we're going to basically delve into the cryptocurrency market as usual. And it has been a great week for cryptos. And basically the people who watched my last stream last week, I did predict a nice breakout in prices, and we did discuss how prices are going to go higher this week, and this is exactly what happened. And if we look at prices, we have Bitcoin up by 22%, we have Ethereum up by 14%. Tether is basically a stable coin. It will always stay at $1 so far. We have BNB, Binance Coin, up by 9%, 7% Cardano. Ripple made a nice jump of 24%. USD coin is also a stable coin. Dogecoin is barely up by 5%. I think the hype around Dogecoin is starting to fade, where people are starting to notice how prices are always pumped by Elon Musk, which is something not very normal. Polkadot is up by 19%, Uniswap by 15%. I think it's a healthy, it was a great week overall for cryptocurrencies. And today what we're going to do is basically delve specifically into each crypto and try to look out for nice trade setups. I'm gonna say that because some cryptos are a bit risky to enter right now, as prices might adjust a bit lower. I think that some cryptos or altcoins specifically are nice buys at the current moment, while others are a bit risky, especially, as I said, prices might adjust lower because prices did jump a lot. We have Matic jumped quite a few, from 70 cents all the way towards $1, 1 point something, and then adjusted back lower, but it's still currently around $1. We have ICP did another jump as well. Tron made a really great price jump also. It was sitting around 0.0553, and currently it's around 0.063, so that's a great jump. Luna is up by 40%. And let's go to those tokens that made like really more than 50%. We have NEO jumping toward 50% in 1 week. AMP did also great results, 42%. I remember we had headlines also about Axie Infinity, AXS. We see in the past 7 days which ones made great gains. We have Thorchain making 71%. We have Quant doing 60% and Neo 51, and then AMP 41, and then Terra, Luna, as I said, 39%. Those were really great investments in this past week. Of course, no one will manage to buy everything at the same time. We will always have like ups and downs, and specifically for this week, we don't have downs, but we have cryptos that didn't break through at the same level as other cryptocurrencies. Sia Coin also made 31%. Chainlink, it was a great week for Chainlink, as well as we spoke about a potential airdrop for Chainlink. And we basically, at CryptoTicker, we released an article about this specific event. Let's go and check that. Here we go, Chainlink staking, basically. There was a lot of hype about this event. And I think that that's what drove this cryptocurrency upwards. Great, let's jump into the technicals. I use TradingView for technical analysis and charting. I'm gonna start with BTC USD. And let's go directly to the chart. I'm gonna try to basically assess each cryptocurrency and see what's happening specifically with those price actions. Perfect. So last week we did talk about how the price of $29,000 or even $28,000 for Bitcoin was a very strong support for BTC. I'm gonna launch a new chart. Okay, I think we need to upgrade our account, but let me load another one. Okay, so this is where we notice basically the previous crash of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin was up around $64,000, and this is where the first, and every time, by the way, I say the same thing again. This is where the dog tokens got dumped, and then this is where Elon Musk started with his negative tweets, and then the dumping started to happen. That was a really bad day for cryptocurrencies, and then the buying power didn't manage to consolidate on this day, and then we had crashes as well in prices. And this is where it started to, things started to be more interesting, specifically for day traders who basically look out for support and resistance levels, and they start to trade the trends. For this specific, because I'm looking at the one-day chart, you will not notice much in this specific time frame. So basically, this is a good swing trading setup where basically whenever prices reach the bottom right here, they directly go back up towards the higher resistance level. And this thing was delimited around $40,000 specifically, and it is also a psychological price area. And whenever prices hit this area here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that was a definite buy for cryptocurrencies. And last week I did talk about how prices are going to go upward toward this level. And then I wrote another article where prices were going to basically adjust towards $36,000, but they managed to stay around $38,000. So basically prices did adjust lower, and we did have this adjustment. So that's good. And then because we have this very strong price momentum, if I want to call that, prices are looking to go upwards, specifically upwards, because if we notice right here, it closed upwards for the day. And currently we are still well above this level, and we are at around $41,500 for BTC. So what's next for BTC? If I want to analyze this specifically, let me go back to my charting. And let's see where prices might head towards. So because we are talking about psychological price areas, my next level would be the following. I'm going to place one right around here where prices manage to consolidate. And this coincides also with the $50,000 area. I'm going to color it with, let's go with yellow, just visually so I can understand what's happening. And basically now we are in a new consolidation area. Now, of course, if prices don't continue on their uptrend and they manage to go lower than this price, definitely prices are going to sink back again towards the $30,000. But I doubt this is the scenario that's going to happen. Most probably, I'm talking about an educated guess, of course, prices should continue upwards on their uptrends toward the $50,000. Let me delimit this specifically right here. And this is basically what's going to happen. Now, if I go and plot my Fibonacci retracement, just so I can have an idea of where prices might adjust towards. Here we go. So that was my low, and we are currently right here. Very good. So in a normal case scenario, prices might still adjust towards $37,000. They did go towards 38, as mentioned earlier, but nothing major. Prices might still remain at this level between 38, because the $38,000 is also a very important price for Bitcoin, and previously it managed to consolidate strongly around this area. So my sense would be like something like that, between the 38.2% retracement and then continuing upwards. Now, I'm not gonna go too high toward the $50,000. I'm just gonna place a very tight profit area, which is the $45,000 right here. This area. I think this is it for Bitcoin. It is looking good. David just said that Bitcoin is looking good. I do agree. Bitcoin is starting to look like a nice uptrend, and we do hope that prices continue going higher. But I think that we need like good fundamentals to back that as well. I don't think that only good technicals like price momentum are enough. So let's wait for good fundamentals also. And this is where we can agree that, of course, prices are starting to go higher. Let's move to ETH. By the way, if anyone has any question, write them down in the comment section. I'm gonna go over your questions and cryptocurrencies as well. Let's go to Ether. So for Ether, and by the way, guys, you're gonna notice a very similar pattern for all cryptocurrencies, because of course, whenever the market is up, everything goes up as well. So for Ether, the strong support level was around 1.8K. So it's very, like by chance, we have 1,800 for ETH, and then $28,000 for Bitcoin. Of course, it's not something that is set in stones, but still. So last week we did talk about a potential uptrend towards the 2,200 for Ether, and this is exactly what happened. We are well above this line. We placed a take profit around 2,300, and today we hit our take profit area, and then we are still way above. We did place also, by the way, a take profit number 2 around 2,800. So the first one was successful. Our second one is still pending. So currently we are right around here. Let's see Neil. Hey Neil. To be pumping early morning in Asia time zone, then adjusting down in EU, US time zone lately. Honestly, I'm not sure much about that. Maybe you're talking about whenever prices go higher in Asia time, and then they go lower in US time. This might be the case where day traders try to buy with the markets in Asia, and then they try to sell when the markets close there. But at the same time, the buying power in the US is not as much as in Asia. But I'm not very sure about this. I wouldn't trade based on that, but yeah, that's a good observation. I think very good observation. That might be the case. So in the equity market, some stocks are like that as well. Yeah. So if you're he's noticing that on a daily basis, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hey, if you can maybe try and place a trade, like a very short-term trade, but leveraged, of course, so you can have some good results. That might be a great idea. Try it out and let us know, man, in the trading group. We do discuss on our trading group some trade ideas. If anyone has any questions, we try our best, of course, to answer those. But mainly, like we are trying to aim for this nice community to get around on YouTube as well. So yeah, I'm gonna leave our trading group right here. And right now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed as well, like last week when I gave a trade setup at around 1,900 to buy, and then place a take profit around 1,000, around 2,200, and the second one at around 2,800. By the way, I think this trade setup is on our website. Let's go here. Here we go. So we have this. No, not this one. That's a recent article. Here we go. Ethereum is on fire. This is where I discussed the trade settings for Ether. And basically why I'm showing that, just to be able to, you know, because there are a lot of traders that just talk and they don't show results. And like, this is not good at all to follow traders who just talk without showing. Like, hey, I knew it's going to get up. And this is when I said that, but if you go and look at the facts, it's not there at all. So basically, I spoke about what happened currently and how it broke, and then the support line right here, and prices were around 2,100. Here we go. This is target number one. This is exactly what I showed on our live stream over here. We set a target number one and target number two at 2,300, and we did hit both targets, by the way. So the third target, in my opinion, would be the 2,800. Here we go. This is it right here. Just so for the credibility of CryptoTicker trade setups. Hello, Letitia, talking from Dubai. Great. So let's go back to our charts. And specifically for Ether, what can we do right now? I would definitely, if I want to place a buy order, let's do the following. Let's assume I want to buy today, and I want to reach my target, my third target of around $2,800. I can place a buy order at around 2,400 and place a stop at around 2,300 and a take profit of around 2,900. I'm going to show that in how to place a trade setup. This is where I go long, right around here. And let me adjust and see if my risk reward ratio is doing good or not. So my stop would be right here of around 5%. And then a take profit, a target of 15%, which makes it around 3. My risk reward ratio is 2.88. I think that's a really good setup for Ether, specifically for the current trend that's happening in the market. So this is a nice setup for Ether. There's not much to talk about, by the way, whenever the market is going upwards. We always need to look out for our stop loss area. This is crucial for traders who enter for short term or even to the midterm. If you are just buying the cryptocurrency and maybe throwing it in a cold wallet, or like, you know, not caring about if the market goes to zero, maybe you will not be interested much in those chartings elements and even the fundamentals. You are just buying for the long term, and you just believe in blockchain and the adoption of this technology at later stages. So this is for Ether. Let me go to Ripple, because Ripple made great gains, specifically above 20%. Here we go. I did also write an article. I'm not sure how many people read the articles from our trading group. I'm talking because we have the numbers in our analytics. Like, we have more than 20,000 readers. Like on a like every 3 to 4 days, we have more than 20,000 people who read our analysis. And basically, I specifically talked about buying Ether at 50 cents or even 52 or 54, whatever, in this area right here, because I did say that this is the last time you're going to see that in the coming week. And this is exactly what happened. And let me also go back to our article just for credibility as well. Let me go to all my articles. Ethereum, crypto, upland storm. Where is XRP? Here we go. I did talk about Matic as well. Well, I did talk about all the good. Here we go. Renewed hope. Buy Ripple while you still can. That was like maybe 2 weeks ago. The beginning of July. Yep, 3 weeks. A massive price prediction up to $1. And we are currently at around the 70 cents. So when prices were around 60 or even lower, we did talk about a massive comeback coming soon, especially with the SEC developments that's taking a bit longer than David is. It's not about seeing in the future, but it's mostly because cryptocurrencies react in a like 80 to 90%. They do react well to technical analysis, and whenever we see how prices are reaching a very strong support level, it's only natural to say, hey, you can place a buy order here and place a very tight stop loss, but expand your take profit. And because also cryptocurrencies, they move a lot, right? Because in the equity market, when I trade stocks, for example, if something moves by 2%, this is, or even 5%, this is considered like massive in the equity market. But in the stock, in the cryptocurrency market, it's barely nothing. 5%, 3%. We're like saying it's consolidation. So yeah. Let's go back to the charts. So for Ripple, we reached. This is a kind of a risky area for Ripple, because I'm gonna say why. This area right here on the 75 cents, right? This is a very important area. In what sense? Previously, it was a strong support, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it got broke lower. And currently, we are back on this level. This might mean a trend reversal downwards, where prices enter a consolidation again, lower. Or they might break upwards like what happened with BTC, with Bitcoin. And I think that this break upwards is important. If this happens, of course, buying Ripple would be a good idea. So my trade setup would be buying at 75 at current prices, place a really tight, like for example, let's say 70 cents lower, but putting a take profit of around 80 to 90 cents, just shooting it higher, since the overall cryptocurrency market is going higher. I think that would be a good trade setup. So yeah, this is it for XRP. Let's see here if we have any requests from anyone. If we have any request for any cryptocurrency, let's do that. We have Steve asking if we can do ADA, Cardano. Sure, let's do that. I'm gonna do that, and we can wrap up. Let's see here. Let's do ADA USD. Of course, we can do, Ada. Let's start. So basically, in our previous also analysis, we did talk about, let's see right here specifically. So Ada had a really good trend, specifically just like Ether. The price action was behaving in a very similar way. And let's do that and just try to do our technical analysis based on this specific price action. I'm going to take my parallel channel and try to see how prices were behaving right here. And we can see how prices managed to go higher than their basically average price increase, but then they went back towards their average trend. For ADA specifically, prices managed to break out in the lower parallel channel lower, but then they managed to go a bit higher. So my analysis would be specifically if we want to take the specific price action for Cardano. Looking at the current price, it's about 1.3, but at the same time, if I want to talk about the fundamentals, there are some news that Cardano prices might go in half, and this is specific with what's happening with their blockchain, their smart contract blockchain. And I think that prices might still go a bit higher, but again, we have to be very careful placing our stop loss, always manage our risk, because this is basically very crucial, especially when you are trading stocks or anything in that matter. For cryptocurrencies, it is basically the very same. So if I want to have a nice trade setup, this is a very risky trade. If I want to open it right here, I would be like risking 10% of my trade. And if you want to go a bit higher, you might be stopped out, especially that prices are very volatile lately. So for Cardano, I would advise to keep a very short entry and have a very tight stop loss. Your take profit would be like exactly similar to what's happening in the market. So I don't think for ADA it is a very good time to enter, especially so for what's happening in the blockchain ecosystem. They are talking about slashing prices, and I think that we have to be careful while trading this specific cryptocurrency. David is asking any promising new coins emerging lately. Sure, yeah, I would go specifically if I want to give some advice about which cryptocurrencies to buy. I wouldn't go basically for Bitcoin, Ether. Like this is like one of the top five in your portfolio. You might go and venture into NFT gaming tokens, and I'm gonna give some examples. For example, like I'm gonna give example like Axie Infinity. For example, this is a nice gaming NFT project. We have Splinterlands. We have Aavegotchi. This is a really good project as well, and they celebrated their 1-year anniversary like a few months ago. What else do we have? We have many NFT gaming tokens, and their tokens are like booming. We have also the Sandbox for people who those are developing companies always doing new things. So their tokens are definitely good buys, especially when the crypto market is going upwards as well. I think it's wise to take profits already made on ADA. I think like specifically if I want to talk about that for ADA, it depends where you opened your trade, right? If you're saying that you already made some money, so you might have opened your trades at around 1.2 or even at around 1.1, 1.50, somewhere there. I would say not to cash out everything, but rather maybe cash out part of your profits, maybe reinvest in something else. But if you do believe in this project, hey, this is not financial advice. Of course, you have to do your own research. But the current technical pricing for ADA is a bit risky, especially because I'm talking about the fundamental part of Cardano, the blockchain thing. There are many articles talking about prices slashing in half. So that's what's a bit risky, but at the same time, prices, like from a technical point of view, prices still can go higher. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, but I don't want to give any financial advice, especially for Cardano, because for me it's a bit, it's not very clear on what's happening fundamental wise. But technical wise, hey, prices are following the overall market. So I would say just place a nice stop loss, very tight stop loss rather. Place it at around 1.2. Okay, don't like liquidate everything. Just place a stop loss of around 1.2, and this stop loss would basically lock in all your trades. Yeah, 1.2ish. This is perfect. Like, not basically if you place a stop loss at 1.2 and prices reach 1.2, you will break even. You will not have any profits. So I would say maybe around 1.3, just not to keep it tight. I would say keep your stop loss tight. Okay, I don't think there would be any major fluctuation downwards. So keep it tight for ADA, and always be on the lookout. Yeah, well, it's that's. Yeah, well, I don't want to deal with lawyers, but yeah, specifically, listen, everyone you see online, even including myself, never take any financial advice from anyone. Do your own research, and that's what I always say, by the way. But again, just place a very tight, I would say, place a tight stop loss for Cardano. Okay, I think that's it for today. That was a nice overview of what's happening in the market. So we just as a quick catch up, we basically saw how prices are behaving across all cryptocurrencies. Let me go back right here. We can see how prices are going up, and this is a bit, I would say there might be potential adjustments in the future. And the future as in the coming few days, like slight adjustments, but the market overall is up, and let's benefit from that as well. So yeah, have a great day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions, please do ask them on our trading group, and have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers.